Tavuli News today, government to strengthen road and transport laws. COVID-19 allowances to continue next year. Toro launches as Solomon Islands' first integrated e-commerce platform. And in sports, ADF sports program wraps up, strengthens Solomon Islands Australia sports partnership. Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa Ossifello. First up, the government has assured the public that developing infrastructure will be supported by stronger road regulations. Minister for Infrastructure and Development Ricky Fuo says road upgrades will mean little if unroadworthy vehicles, reckless driving and outdated laws continue. To address this, the ministry is working with police on major amendments to the Road and Transport Act, expected to go before Parliament in 2026.
It's fair to say that a lot of the traffic congestion is not merely caused by road potholes here. A lot of it is how we road users are behaving too. And that is why that currently the Road Transport Act doesn't give us a real power, even police from Nivola, finding infringing people. Because it's so well updated. I'm talking about auto carriageway and horse tracks and everything. And so that is why we're hoping next year, we are already we've already started the process in collaboration with the Ministry of Police to start looking at what to include it inside the act there. And we're hoping to bring it into Parliament next year. Hopefully, second quarter, we should bring the Road Amendment Act now.
The changes will give authorities clear enforcement powers, allow on-the-spot fines, set strict vehicle roadworthiness standards and limit the import of old and unsafe vehicles based on the manufacturing year.
But in the interim, the Road Transport Board will start patrolling, raising awareness and all of that. The side law parking road buses, because at the moment, we don't have road signages. And in our budget for 2026, that's one of the things we've included in, is to make sure that we have signages along our roads. Do not park here, no parking zones, bus stop zones, at every place we have demarcated for. Park, have no place for you park. Because at the moment you arresting someone, you can't infringe them because there's no sign saying that, oh, you should not park here. Or there's no demarcation saying that, oh, place for park or no park. And those are the things where me for the ministry and police, me for a little bit no guaranteed for bite because of the act is outdated. But work is starting. As soon as that comes on board, we will push for make sure that hopefully second sitting next year, we will bring him come to Parliament.
The amendment will also introduce modern traffic penalties and tighten accountability for public transport operators. A 5.1 million rural health clinic in Deva, Isabel Province, is set to open soon with only a few finishing touches remaining. Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele, during a recent visit and handover, emphasised that access to quality health services is a top priority for the government. He confirmed that the clinic will soon be fully operational, serving the local community.
Those will be done very soon. There is funding for this year's budget. There is understanding that Ministry of Health will work to ensure that those finishing work are done. And of course, equipment and other things also. There is also need for one or two more staff houses, Lord Deva. And this is an area where there is opportunity for the constituency to partner with the community to build one or two more staff houses. Constituency already helped with one whole staff house for Deva Rural Health Clinic. So we look forward to that partnership in terms of building one or two more staff houses.
Health workers have been assured that COVID-19 allowance payments will continue next year. The Minister for Health and Medical Services, Dr. Paul Bosawai, told Parliament the ministry fell short of its $6 million budget, leaving outstanding allowances still unpaid. An additional $3.2 million has been allocated in 2025 to clear all remaining arrears, including costs from the former Guadalcanal Beach Resort quarantine site.
In 2025, Mr. Speaker, the ministry's budget bid for COVID allowances was $6 million, but fell short of $3 million to fund the outstanding COVID allowances. However, further vehement during the 2025 period was $3.2 million to cater for the outstanding bill and the settlement of the GBR rental used as a quarantine station during the COVID pandemic between 2020 to 2022. Mr. Speaker, this payment of COVID allowance should be done during the COVID period. Unfortunately, I need to carry this issue forward to us, and I do sincerely ask all this honourable House to support me to meet the COVID allowances of my health workers.
The minister says over $4.9 million has already been paid out, and he is asking the health workers for patience as the remaining payments are processed.
Of the COVID allowances of $3 million, $1.9 million plus was the amount paid through Health Emergency Response Fund and used to settle COVID allowances of all direct wards employees, while $1+ million was COVID-19 allowance paid through the payroll section at the Ministry of Finance and Treasury. Have now stored lot of COVID-19. So there are some that took the COVID allowance or received the COVID allowance, Mr. Speaker. There are others yet in waiting, and I ask my health workers to sincerely patient as we deal with these COVID allowances of yours.
The Minister for Justice and Legal Affairs, Clezi Rore, says strengthening intellectual property systems will be a key priority as Solomon Islands prepares to graduate from the least developed country status in 2027.
My ministry's contribution in 2026 to driving innovation through intellectual property. This is one area that has been left unattended for past years. Since independence, I would say, we still have the IP regulations law UK yet now, and we're working on that. As Solomon Islands prepare for graduation from LDC status in December 2027, intellectual property will be a key driver for economic transformation.
He told Parliament that improved IP laws will support local industries, boost competitiveness and protect the work of artists, entrepreneurs and creators.
So once that IP HEMI rolled out, it is the copyrights that we will put in an enforcement law, that one. And it is a source of income for our talented musicians, creative arts and all this. We need to protect their creativity. And we must say also that in the future, the minister will decide the fees. So this time, when we can play music all but copying what other artists, it has to be protected. And you have got to have the rights to play that. And this will be an encouragement to our musicians, our creative arts people, where are keen, and it's where they will earn their bread and butter.
The Association of Surveyors of Solomon Islands has elected its new council and board, with Bruce Trevor Palusi now serving as president. Palusi has outlined a plan to strengthen the role of surveyors in national development, particularly in supporting major infrastructure projects. He says the association will upgrade surveyor training by adding ethics and leadership modules to better meet the country's growing land and infrastructure demands.
So we have to do some things. There need to be a change. So we have to bring back the surveyors and then try for teaching about leadership, about ethics. Make him realize him too that this work I am not just a mere technical worker. You know, the future of this country in terms of development and rely on what them surveyors doing. A classic example is that an investor had to come in if land am not registered. Who are the forefronts or go? The surveyors, you know. So they need to learn the art and then respect and then become professionals. So these are some of the things where I like to look for what I learn to. Other things where I like for doing as well is that for advocate profession. This profession has to be heard. For a long time, people just look at what else. They are just one of those people where technical people around them. The people need to know the work of the surveyors. In that way, it will help them for realizing what the importance of surveying. But not only for people for survey, but even go out to schools. Because we need more surveyors. As we speak now, you say how many licensed surveyors we got in Solomon stem. Sadly, last year and this year, we lose him about 4 very big, important surveyors, licensed surveyors. So that drops the number to even less than 10. For the whole Solomon Islands, 90% of the land is customary land. If 9 or 8 licensed surveyors, it thinks about go and register full land. So if land is not registered, where do you think development is going to go? Development not happen lo air or lo sea, happen lo land. So these are the things where when we talk about advocate, you may have to go out and teach them about our youths, our students, about the importance of surveying. Surveying is a profession, actually. To be honest, it's a well-paid profession as well. But the thing is that people not survey because you may not go and advocate for.
The Association of Surveyors of Solomon Islands strategy aims to improve governance and strengthen expertise in land management. Minister for Health and Medical Services, Dr. Paul Bosawai, issued a strong call for Solomon Islanders to stop discrimination against people living with HIV and AIDS. Speaking during the SIBC Talkback show, Dr. Bosawai said stigma forces people to hide their HIV status, which contributes to rising infections. He stressed that those affected have every right to access health services without fear.
Me like encouraging with the health workforce around there, please no discriminate. You might say him or Sam, but please don't discriminate. They also have the right to access our healthcare services, low country, blow you may. And even other relatives too, me like for tell them that please, you may know, looking at a man positive with them HIV or some other no good people. Other got rights, and we must continue for respecting Moketa and helping Moketa, and also what access him other facilities law communities blame you no good now one for a HIV patient and stop lo community him come lo church but you will also discriminate. I mean like ask him too or the church leaders blame me across the country for recognizing the rights of the HIV and AIDS patients blame me. They are part of us. If they are Solomon Islanders, they also have the life that they may recognize him or some Solomon Islanders.
The minister urged families, communities and the nation to support the full implementation of the national HIV and AIDS policy and help reduce new cases. He reminded the public that HIV is now a manageable condition and called for compassion and unity. The ministry continues to offer free testing and treatment. Ulawa Island hosted one of its largest church events as the Diocese of Toro ordained a new priest, Reverend Philemon Austin Huremanu of Sumoli. The ceremony was led by Bishop Abel Abui and attended by church members, traditional leaders and visitors from across Ulawa, South Malaita and Makira. Bishop Abui noted that this is the 4th ordination in the diocese this month, describing it as a sign of ongoing growth. The event featured traditional Ulawa custom, followed by performances and a community feast. Local leaders say the large turnout highlights strong support for Reverend Huremanu as he begins his role in the diocese. Solomon Islands has launched its first integrated e-commerce platform, Toro, where users can buy and sell products, services and digital content. The platform also includes mobile money payments and community pickup stations. Founder Angelina Fakaya says Toro combines Amazon and Upwork style features with local solutions.
I feel very excited, but also very, very scared at the same time. I don't know what will happen. We'll see as the days and the months roll by. For me, the excitement is from having something new like this for our country. It is essentially our own version of Amazon and Upwork, I would call it, all combined onto one platform. So very excited, but also very nervous and not too sure how it will turn out, but we'll see. We have seen a lot of people interested. Pre-launch, we had over 100 people that already signed up, so good indicator there. But it's a new thing, something that Baimila Solo would need to start getting used to using over time.
Toro aims to overcome barriers to digital commerce in Solomon Islands, offering flexible payment and delivery options for both urban and rural customers. Fakaya says the platform is a homegrown solution designed for the country and could serve as a model for inclusive digital commerce across the Pacific.
So basically, in our market, as in a lot of emerging markets, it's very fragmented. So we do have a very fragmented market there. Primarily, the way people online shop or brick and mortar, they sell via Facebook, which is working, but in a way it's still fragmented because that's social media and you just added buy and sell into it via this buy and sell groups or home pages, but Facebook doesn't deliver your products. Facebook doesn't let you pay those products via Facebook. So that's what we're hoping to solve. Very contextualized solution for us, where we don't necessarily bring Amazon or Upwork straight now, but in fact tweak it a little bit so that we consolidate how people buy and sell, how they pay, and have their goods delivered in a more efficient way, where more convenient for everyone.
And moving on now to regional news, a new UNICEF report shows nearly 30% of Fiji's children live in multi-dimensional poverty, missing essentials like food, clean water, housing, education and healthcare. Babies under 2 are the most affected, with over 60% facing multiple deprivations. Rural children are also hit harder. UNICEF and the Fijian government says urgent action is needed to protect vulnerable children and ensure they grow up healthy, safe and able to thrive. In Tahiti, nearly 1,000 people gathered in Papeete to honour the 8 victims of last week's deadly landslide in Awhaahiti, Taravao. Leaders, families and rescuers joined in an interfaith service, with President Moitai Brotherson saying the whole country stands with the grieving families. The landslide zone remains closed as experts warn it is still unstable. Displaced families are staying with relatives and a judicial inquiry is underway to determine the cause. And that's local and regional news. Do stay with us. Coming up next is sports. Welcome back. Now in sports, the Australian Defence Force ADF sports program wrapped up in Honiara last Friday with a powerful closing ceremony marking the end of a week focused on coaching, development, sports medicine training and community outreach. The program also highlighted the ongoing efforts to strengthen ties between Solomon Islands and Australia. The Australian Defence Force sports program concluded with a strong message of partnership and continued support for future provincial outreach activities in Solomon Islands. The successful conclusion of the program signals the continued expansion of the joint sporting initiative between Australia and Solomon Islands. And that's sports. Wrapping up today's Tavuli News Bulletin. Visit our website, that's www.tavulinews.com.sb for more on these stories again and more. Or search for Tavuli News on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Lisa Osifello. Look at you next time.